You lost Zone A. You captured Zone C. You captured Zone A. Lost Zone C.
Dang. Yeah, I wasn't gonna let that sound.
You lost Zone A.
Ah, dang.
You captured Zone A. You lost Zone A.
Team has no synergy. Enemy team is just really, really freaking organized. This is my team is just, I don't know what they're freaking doing, or their enemy team is just way too organized. It's just like they got freaking, like all the correct people are just making it impossible to capture anything. Way, dude.
You captured Zone A. Yeah.
And then she's like, there's been enemies on every single junction that's been happening, at least lit for her. So why would you leave that on guard?
You lost Zone A.
I don't understand.
Your team is breaking.
Man, why is that freaking heavy attack so freaking slow? So, I can kind of agree that the character needs some sort of buff or free. It's just like they're freaking like people have no idea what they're doing. Whatever is only useful, you know, have no idea what they're
Defeat.
It's just like if they have any clue, you're always going to be knocked out. And then, you know, characters like freaking Orochi or not Orochi, just completely counter that character. They're not good. But also it's just they really are a situational character. It's like name any character that has any kind of like unblockable or bash over, you're just screwed. It's just like they have like the world's slowest heavy attack that doesn't have hyper. It's just that they have the crappy 2-hit combo with a mix-up on the second hit that is almost always dodgeable. It's not great.
captured Zone A.
Oh my god, come on, man. Oh my goodness. So cool. Seriously, why can't you freaking not down an hashtag like stepping backwards? It makes no sense. Also, I am sorry, freaking. If that character didn't do that many light attacks that quickly, then so should Conqueror. They're the same freaking character. Except Conqueror's worse because they can't freaking defend themselves. Man,
You lost Zone C.
Reason, I'm assuming literally none. Absolutely, I care. Not really.
You captured Zone C. You lost Zone A.
I hate how freaking easy it is to get extra upgrades.
You lost Zone C.
Why did it pause?
Your team is breaking. Your team rallied. Your team is breaking. You lost Zone C.
Completely disadvantaged to stop feeding. Not for like 2 seconds like this now. Like,
Defeat.
like a substantial amount of time. Also, unblockable, like bash attacks, should feed more revenge than what they do. I'm sorry, there's no reason why a bash attack, or any kind of attack that stuns, feeds the same amount as a light attack. Like, that's so stupid. Like, whoever is in charge of balancing revenge, step up your game. It's like, I know that there are some people who's like, oh, but if you do this tech and this tech and you parry every single move, you get revenge in like 10 parries. It's like, wow, that's not good. It's like, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have to play a character that has like deflects and like 5 different attacks that make them completely intangible to all forms of damage just to win a team fight. And it's just like revenge in general needs to be involved. Because it should be a fight changer, not a fight prolonger. So there's basically it's called revenge, which is what we call retaliation.
You captured Zone B.
Almost kill streak there. Oh my god. I'm reporting for Highlander after this.
You lost Zone B. You lost Zone A. You captured Zone A. You lost Zone A.
Hate that so much. Hate that freaking Ocelot can just appear anywhere he wants with any amount of health he feels like it. I'm aware that he has to wait, but waiting is hardly a punishment for dying.
Your team is breaking. Your team rallied.
Nice, nice, nice.
Your team is breaking. That happens, man. The first freaking half of the match doing quite literally nothing. Like, I'm sorry that she was beating revenge. They're literally Defeat.
just like, my god, you're freaking Highlander, dude. Just first half of the match was well, pausing the recording for now. I have decided against my better judgment to play some Reach. I'm gonna play some Warmonger, because Warmonger is overpowered in that game mode. I wanna play some Warmonger. hate that character. If I had my choice either or really remove the character, it would be hit the Gary 10 times over. It's like, I am sorry, I do not think that a single character in this game would have that much freaking hyper armor. It's like the character's way too fast for how much freaking hyper armor they have. Just get the freaking spin. Honestly, just freaking hold down your
Gate destroyed. The inner gate remains.
I wish I freaking got revenge that quickly. That should have been broken. Yeah, well, hopefully the minions can kill chip damage.
Warriors! Warriors! Warriors!
Serve us well.
Nice. That was... How did that kill you? Come on, dude.
Enemies are coming! Blow the ram!
Strong thrive.
I won't be done for a while. This is going to be a long match.
You need help!
Why, what's up?
You are a great help.
Minions.
Prepare the ram to fire! Loose!
Stay here. Enough cease.
Open hard and ready to pour!
Inner gate destroyed. Protect the commander.
Bring the fight to them! Soldiers, drive them back!
Got disconnected. Watch the map. He respawns our loot.
We are so strong. Die.
Stand your ground!
Stay here. We are stronger. The strong die. Enough.
Soldiers, defend the flag! Bring the fight to them!
I'm gonna respawn. I got this.
You cannot best me! Yeah! Soldiers, drive them back!
Enemy team is breaking.
You think you can win? You are no challenge! Soldier! Charge!
And I must go again. So, Hello, I am back. And against my better judgment, we'll play another round of Breach. I don't know, who should I play next? Who's fun in Breach? Lawbreaker's kind of fun. Or Shigoki. Both of them are really fun in Breach. I don't know. Roman Gunner? Warmonger is the best freaking Breach character because it's just the amount of damage that they can do to the commander, or how they can just shut down any offense. Really, it's just like, my God, Warmonger is really overpowered in Breach. I'm gonna play some Conqueror. Smarter on certain game modes. They're way smarter in Dominion than they are in Breach. I'd be pissed if they have Warmonger in their team.
Interesting choice.
Yes. So, say hello, my YouTube followers.
Hello, YouTube followers. I'm not going to say what just came to mind, which was going to necessarily mean that'd steal your career before it even started.
Sure, it would.
I'm not that important.
You are to me.
Okay, yep. I am in the horrendous mood, but trying to game and make myself feel better. Alright, I don't have her in my party anymore. No. What?
No, nothing. Just fighting a character that I know is not really fighting.
Right.
Moving forward! Incoming attack!
Dang it.
Gosh in the back.
Right.
I don't like to play multiplayer games when I'm in a bad mood because they tend to either make it worse or... No, usually to make it worse.
That is fair.
I guess this is technically a multiplayer game, but you don't have to play with other people, so I'm not.
It's a game that has multiplayer. It's not a multiplayer game.
Right. I honestly think multiplayer makes the game worse. Because like when you're playing alone, you have access to 4 characters you can switch between to set up your combos as you see fit, but when you play multiplayer, you only have 2. So you're relying on the other person to do stuff for you, and so you can set up elemental reactions, and if the other person is stupid, then you just lose out on elemental reactions, and they do a lot of damage, so I tend to not like having other people play with me anyway.
Right. That's understandable. I mean, the only benefit I really get for playing with specific people in this game is having people who aren't brain dead.
Right.
Sometimes I wish I had people to play this game with, but you don't like this game, so...
I do hate that game with a burning passion. Hey, if you like that game, you're super.
How dare you!
Yeah, take that, followers.
Oh, come on! Can't wait until they hopefully decide to buff Conqueror.
Right.
Yeah, I put in 2 weeks notice at work today.
Oh, so you're not gonna stay the whole time? What happened?
I have another job lined up.
Oh, well, that's good then.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a postman.
Oh, hey,
What? It pays like
Interesting
almost
choice.
$30 an hour.
wait, how much?
It pays $28 an hour.
To be a post person? Huh?
Yeah, to deliver mail.
They must have very stringent timers.
I don't know.
I'm sure you can handle it.
You know, I don't really have to go through any interview process because I already have experience, you know, doing deliveries and such.
Right.
So that's good. There's a lot of people fighting. Oh, they're fighting over the banner, that's why. Dang it. Hey, I'm not doing terribly this Reach match. Doing a lot better than my last team.
But decent.
Yeah. It's my last team, they basically captured all the ramparts almost immediately. it's so slow. My teammate is very dedicated to reviving me while being impaled by javelins. I suppose I appreciate it.
Maybe he's a bot.
It doesn't say bot, but...
I don't know. You know, some game companies put in bots that don't have to say bot. And they put in something that say bot, and then they put in a bunch that don't say that to gaslight people into thinking they aren't using as many bots as they are.
I wonder. I don't think this game is doing that, but that would honestly explain a lot with how stupid a lot of teammates are.
That is one of the things War Thunder has been found guilty of in the past. They use bots, and unlike For Honor, they don't ever put a tag on it that says it's bot. But it's been proven that they do in fact use bot. So sometimes there's just bot in there. Somewhat dummy practice, but that's teamwork, I suppose. Nice.
Outer gate destroyed. Protect the inner gate.
The worst on our team, but you know, our team is actually doing really good.
Yeah, they seem to have forgotten, despite being at war for 3 years, what mud is. They just keep getting stuck. They get stuck in the most ridiculous ways, like that last one I saw where a tank was stuck. So they brought in a tank to try to push the other tank out of the mud and got it stuck in the mud. And it's just like, why didn't you just get a rope so the other tank can be not in the mud when it's pulling the tank out where you guys started?
Yeah, you sent me that one. That one's
It reminds me of this one story. I think it was which show was it? It was from a TV show. The thing they made it to be funny. And it was like the girl was explaining how her brother had 2 fists stuck in her finger, and they were like, how the hell did he get a second fist stuck in his finger? And he's like, he tried to pull the first one out with another fish hook. He's like, it reminded me of that story, because I was like, yeah, that sounds like something an obnoxiously stupid child would do. But no, this is the Russian military. It's supposed to be the second most powerful military in the world that we're all supposed to be afraid of. They drove up and tried to push a tank out of the mud and got a second tank stuck in the same exact spot.
It's just insane.
On top of the first one.
It's just insane how incompetent they are now.
It is genuinely unreal. It is the kind of thing that you see and you don't want to believe because, no, this must be a joke. They're not doing, this isn't real. And then it's real.
Yeah, sadly. Maybe not sadly. Moving on, easier to beat.
I mean, fuck Russia, but still.
Ready. Shielded the gates, so that means gate has extra health.
Nice.
Which is good for me. And the rest of my team is equals. Okay, we lost the first rampart on the second phase. We haven't done a ton of damage to the ram, which isn't good.
Keep moving! Protect the land!
Go kill some minions. And then we can stop the ram.
Sounds like a good plan, I suppose.
Protect the land now!
Yeah,
Sometimes it'd be like
probably a
that.
good idea.
Got an execution, that means he won't be a factor for a while. These two are my teammate is. Okay. Doing good. The progress on the ramp has not progressed at all. In a while.
Sounds good.
We just keep the enemy at bay. We're just using the frickin' cauldron whenever we can. Yeah. Easy as that. Dang it. Alright, this last one. Which is good. I know what you
You playing Genshin Impact.
Nice.
Just doing some random little things. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like one more cauldron and then we win. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. That frickin' shell life just trashed me.
Hmm.
Oh well, not that it matters. They only have
Gate
7
destroyed.
respawns.
Protect the commander.
And one of their teammates just died right as the phase changed. Tragic.
You are no challenge. Bring the fights to them.
Spawns down. So there should be a four respawns. Yeah.
Is there not a huge number on the screen somewhere that tells you?
Yeah. I'm trying to do like the mess in my head. I'm mad.
I can tell you are.
I hate fighting Shala and his Conqueror. It's just impossible.
Sounds like clear talk.
Yeah, that Berserker is definitely a bot. That or they're just really stupid. Which, you know, I suppose is an option. And a more likely possibility. What the heck? Guard break me. Okay, game. Alright. Come on! That was cool. Oh my god. I hate freaking Sohei. That character's so irritating.
Right.
Freaking anybody get that idiot off the freaking ballista so he stops sniping the commander. Thank you, finally.
Enemy team is breaking.
What an odd thing for this particular character to say. Kind of depressing, actually.
Soldiers, charge! You cannot best me.
Stop backing up and die!
And, you know, focusing more on keeping the regen point than actually keeping the commander alive. Oh, well.
What a wolf.
Wow, I just demolished that guy.
Stay here. Great help.
I still want to try out that like space mechanic game. Seems kind of
Yeah.
I go for something sneaky. Should not have done that. I just wasted my ability. And I just got speed. Or not. I don't know, designing spaceships and doing, you know, like fleet stuff with other spaceships seems really cool.
It could be. It could also be really tedious and annoying depending on how they execute it.
That is also true.
That was the main problem with, instantly forgot what that game I was telling you about was called.
What
I
game?
can't remember right now. I was telling about a game where you can make ships, and it's like, at the end of the day, I just ended up making one really big ass ship because I didn't feel like making fleet.
Oh, Dreadnought.
What?
That one, like, battleship designing game. It's called, like, Dreadnoughts or something.
No, I'm talking about one that's in space. It's
No.
not, is not.
I don't know.
You were literally talking about it like 2 days ago.
Right.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make was, if they do it the way that game did it, it'll probably just be terrible, because the thing that made it bad was just that there's a specific, basically meta, can't think of a better word, of shipbuilding that makes it so that very specific designs are really good, and anything but those very specific designs are basically worthless. So all that ends up happening is you make the same design every single time.
Right.
Because if you do anything else, you will just lose every fight you get involved in, or be at a significant disadvantage. So it's like, that was the main problem with that game, and the reason why I just made a Death Star instead of making fleets. It's like, certain weapons counter certain armors. So, say like you have a ship that has a bunch of rockets on it. If you go up against a ship that has a bunch of armor that resists rockets, then your rockets do no damage. So then you need a bunch of ships with lasers. So if they bring a bunch of ships with shields, then you need a bunch of ships with railguns. So you basically just need one of each ship, or there will always be someone that counters you no matter what you do. And if you're going to do that, you can just build one ship that has all 3 guns. And if you're going to do that, it's going to be the size of the entire fleet anyway, so you don't need to build 3 separate ships. Just build one big one. Because then what happens is, if one of your ships in the fleet of these rock paper scissors gets destroyed, then you're at a huge disadvantage in every fight. Whereas if you just build one that can do all of it, then it's just better than every other ship. There's just no reason not to do that. So it defeated the entire purpose of having custom ships. It's just like, build this one thing or you lose.
Right, that makes sense.
That's one reason why I generally just like rock, paper, scissors style stuff in games in general, because it's like, when you design a strategy game where one thing absolutely clobbers the other, it defeats strategy because it just means that you have to have this one thing. You have to have one of each, or you will lose because the other person will just build a thing you don't have and kill you.
Right. Yeah, it's like that's kind of that's a big problem with like Civ, and then also what do you call it? Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem especially is bad with that because like with the way that game works, it's like it almost doesn't matter too much what units you bring. It's just like you attack first, but you kill whichever one they have the like strong against your unit first. Make sure they die, and then there's fuck all they can do. Like, oh no, they have archers and they're good at destroying flying cavalry, which is what I brought. So I'll just shoot the archers first, and I win.
Yeah. It's just
No
like,
strategy in that.
It's like the only real strategy in that game is just placement and knowing which ones to attack first.
Yeah. For the most part, the placement almost doesn't matter either on some of the maps. Because it's just like, again, if you just kill very specific enemies first, there's fuck all the AI can do. And sometimes the AI seems to just attack the closest thing to him. I had to have him when I was playing the DS one, the first one, whichever one it's called. I don't know. Maybe. It's just like, I just had like one dude with like big ass armor, a spear, and a huge, like, really high defense. And every single fight, I would just march him into the front, have him stand there, and then just shoot at the enemy with archers, and they would just all target him for some freaking reason, do 1 or 0 damage, and then get destroyed the next turn by my army. It makes no sense. That's just how they were, because they acted like that. It made it ridiculously easy to win every single fight.
Right. It's like, yeah, that is a big problem with Fire Emblem. And also, all of the new Fire Emblem games are just pathetically easy.
I have heard that the older ones aren't, so I was like, yeah, the problem with that is they aren't, like, officially released, so you just gotta go with fan translations and shoddy hardware, so not super interested in trying to jump through a bunch of hoops just to play an older Fire Emblem game when the one I played did not impress me to begin with. Didn't bother to even finish it. One of those weird things, it's like when I find a game really, really easy, you think it's like, oh, you finished it in a week. It's like, I actually never finished it because I got so bored I stopped playing it. The same thing happened with Pokemon Shield. Never finished it. It's on my shelf right now. I could be playing it right now and finish it. I still don't care because other games are more fun, so I play other fun games.
Right. Somebody needs to freaking get that guy off the list.
Like, yeah, I think Civ 6 did a pretty decent job with the whole strategy thing, because it's like, they balanced them a bit more. Like, there were still some rock, paper, scissors stuff, like, don't attack spears with archers, or not archers, cavalry, no matter what, you're going to lose. But they gave units, like, specific, like, defensive boost or offense boost based on terrain. So it's like, if you're in open terrain, cavalry is suddenly more powerful, which makes them viable. In a lot of the older games, there was kind of no point in making cavalry, because they were just shittier in every way than every other unit, except that they were faster. And, you know, if you're moving a stack of units like in the older games, they move at the speed of the slowest unit, so it doesn't even matter that they're faster, they were just a liability. Unless the enemy team was too retarded to have any cavalry, you basically weren't going to get use out of them. But now they do have an actual use depending on how the map randomly generates.
Yeah. And it's just like, also, I like how certain commanders have, or leaders have buffs on specific units, so it's like, you could pick a leader that is good with cavalry.
True. It's like Humankind, the Civ knockoff wannabe, has a lot of problems, but I think that's one of the best things they did with combat, because like, the way that game does it, it's like, certain civilizations have specialty units that get different types of bonuses. So it's like, you have standard spearmen that are strong against cavalry, sure, but you also have hoplite spearmen, which not only get a boost to cavalry, but get a boost if they're standing next to each other, which makes them viable to use as a replacement for swordsmen if you're playing as the Greeks, because then they suddenly have much more attack power than they otherwise would. Whereas previously, with other Civs, it's like, spears are good, but they generally just lose to swords. So if you have nothing but spears, you're guaranteed to lose. But with the Greeks, it's like, yeah, you could totally just bring nothing but spears. And as long as you position them correctly near each other and don't let one get overrun, you could have a really powerful army. I was like, that's interesting to me. I like that they have different units serving a similar purpose, but like buffing them in a way that makes them viable in different ways.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, that's one of the problems I have with a lot of like, especially turn-based strategy has that issue where it's like, rock, paper, scissors, derpy derp derp, this one just wins. I hate that.
Yeah. Like, rock, paper, scissors stuff is usually just made for babies for strategy games.
Yeah.
It's like, I love Pokemon, but that's kind of what Pokemon is, especially now.
Oh yeah, I was like, older Pokemon games at least have some challenge, but especially with modern Pokemon, I'm just like, you don't even need the right type of Pokemon when you go into gyms to win. They don't care anymore. They make them such low level that they're pathetic. But even when they're not, it's like, yeah, there's always a problem with Pokemon. It's like, you go in there and you use whatever thing they're weak to and you get double damage, and they do half damage to you, so you basically are guaranteed to win. You can't possibly lose unless you're retarded or you're using moves that have like a 50% chance to hit, and the game decides that day every single roll is going to be tails.
It's like, granted, Pokemon doesn't just have more strategy with all of the, like, stats and such. And, you know, also, like, Pokemon sometimes even having more than one, like, type. It's like, Pokemon handles the rock, paper, scissors thing a bit better.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's still pretty easy. It's like, I used to really like Fire Emblem, and it's like, honestly, I would say nowadays I'm not a fan of Fire Emblem.
Yeah, it's one of those things I'm just like, I don't like when games go down, and when I talk about even franchises like Fire Emblem where it's just like, the one I played didn't impress me, so I was never a fan. It's like, hearing people say, oh, it used to be good, it's sad to me, because it's just like, I wish it could still be that, I wish it could still be good, even if it's not a genre I necessarily like. It's like, the combat system in Fire Emblem, I think, is a main contributor of why I don't like the combat. But I will say, with the RPG, the combat is usually secondary to the story, and the story of that game was also dog shit.
Yeah, it's like, I used to love, like, the story and all the characters of Fire Emblem, and it's just like, now the games just feel like waifu phase. It's just like, that sucks, I don't like that.
Right.
I'm sure there are some people who love, like, that Fire Emblem has basically become waifu simulator. It's like, I liked it better when they focused more on the characters and story than the crappy dating simulator aspect of it.
Right. I would say, I think that the whole, like, cause I thought the marriage, it's like, I think my favorite part of the one that I played, that I can't remember, was that you could, like, have characters, like, interact and grow attached to each other, get married, and then they'd get, like, battle advantages from it. It wasn't just pointless fluff. It was like, when I picked up the farm kid who was useless as fuck, but I managed to turn him into a knight, and then he, like, married the princess girl, I don't know what any of the names are, and then I discovered, since they're married, if I stick him next to her, anyone that attacks her, he will jump in the way and block it, and since he's a knight, he takes next to no damage, so you basically have a mage that can stay on the front line. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's like,
I wish there was any challenge to this game so it mattered.
It's like, I like that aspect of it. It's like, that's good, but it's just like, they just started adding, like, more and more, like, waifu-made characters. It's just like, I
Right.
distinctly remember one in, like, the one that came out after the first, like, 3DS Fire Emblem game. It's just like, there's literally this, like, sexy, quote quote-unquote, like, Domi, like, sister character. And it's just, like, the way she talks to everybody is just so uncomfortable and weird.
Lesser prey.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to see it to know what you're talking about because I didn't play it. But it is interesting to me, where it's like Fire Emblem is one of those things I've always known about because people would talk about it, and it feels like people have just died off talking about it as much as they used to, and that's bad.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, because the games really aren't anything special anymore. It's just like, are they the worst game ever? No, but it's like they've definitely lost a lot of their, like, character. They've just kind of become a generic anime strategy game. It's like, I'm sure there are lots of Fire Emblem fans still, but it's just like, they're not game.
Right? I don't know. It was just like, I think that's the biggest disappointment with the Switch as a whole. I know Fire Emblem was like, they started going down the DS. Like with the Switch, I'm like, so many games that I loved before have dropped in quality to the point where I'm like, I don't even use my Switch. Like, I played, when I got a GameCube, I played every game until I couldn't play it anymore. I replayed those games so many times. I could tell you word for word some of the cutscenes of Sonic Heroes because I played it so much in the GameCube. But like with the Switch, I'm like, most of the games I haven't even finished. Most of the stuff I bought on the Switch. I finished the story mode in fucking Splatoon 3. I never bothered to finish Mario or Zelda or Pokemon. I almost forgot I was just talking about it. Like, I hated I didn't hate it. It just wasn't super interesting. And I guess, to be fair to The Legend of Zelda, the only thing I had left to do, if we're not counting 100% completion, was kill Ganon, because I killed all 4 of the bosses. Looked up what the fight was like, and was like, that looks irritating, don't care, how's it end? Cool, done. And then I didn't bother to play it anymore.
And it's just like, I love the Switch, but it's like, a lot of the games on the Switch are just kind of way lower quality.
The Switch is a great console. There's nothing wrong with the Switch itself. It's just
console.
game. The games have been disappointing lately.
Yeah. It's like, Super Mario Odyssey was a lot of fun. I really liked that one. But it's just...
I found it okay.
Breath of the Wild and its sequel were just... I know a lot of people really love them, but they're just not great to me.
My thing is just, I've said it before, a lot of the things that made Legend of Zelda interesting or rewarding, they've taken out and replaced with walking around. Like, there were so many times when I played in the original game where I would just walk past deaths, and it's like, why? Because there's nothing in them. You open it and you get a weapon. Cool. But if you have a bag full of weapons, then you get nothing. So you either play inventory tag, go which one of these do I hate the least or the most, throw it, and then grab a new weapon, or you just keep going. And in a lot of cases, I just kept going. And it got to a point where I was just ignoring chests, and I was like, I already know there's nothing in there I need. So who cares?
Yeah.
Iconic weapons felt less good. It's like, I know that the game says that the sword does more damage than the club. There's higher numbers when you swing the sword at somebody, but it doesn't feel any more rewarding because it swings exactly the same way, behaves exactly the same way. So when I have a club, it's the same as using the sword. So it's like, why force this different other than to make gameplay more irritating most times you don't have a sword because you're stuck with a club?
Yeah.
It's not
like,
different.
Yeah, it's just like, nothing about the game really felt like it was Legend of Zelda. It just kind of felt like a generic open world game with crappy weapon degradation and no crafting. So it's just like, yeah, exploring didn't feel rewarding because I didn't get any real rewards from exploring besides just the crappy weapon that's going to break in 5 minutes if I use it.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It's like you get weapons and it's like they do slightly more damage, but you kind of just never want to use them because they break. So you're like, I'm just gonna save this when I get to an important fight. The important fight never comes. Everything kills them.
Yeah. It's just like by the time I beat the game, like my entire inventory was full of random weapons that I didn't end up using because I was like, I'm gonna use this for an important fight, and then I got to that important fight and instantly. It's just like there's really no sense of progression in that game either, because it's just like the only quote-unquote progression you get in that game is not dying instantly whenever you fight a boss or whatever.
Right.
It's like you don't get any new tools by the end of the game besides like the random freaking hours that you get from beating the really lame and short dungeons.
I don't remember you getting any power from those.
You got like a big boot, like a super high jump from one of them, and then like a lightning thing you got whenever you did like charged attacks.
Oh right, the god, not god, the soul, your friend power up you got.
Right.
Whatever the hell, I don't know what you would call that. Ghost powers. I actually thought most of them were useless. The one I used most was the bird, because it made it so you didn't have to climb a lot.
You captured
That was the best power. And it's like, oh, the lightning power does a lot of damage. It's like, yeah, but it's not like fights were particularly hard before. So it's not like it improved much. It just made some fights slightly quicker. Oh, then there was like the shield thing from the rock guy, and I'm like, by the time I got to the point where I got that, I got good enough at dodging that it didn't matter. And then there was the other one from the one chick that's like, he revives you if you die. And I'm like, if you have the fucking shield power, the electric power, and you're so crap that you're dying constantly enough to where that happens to save you, it probably won't help anyway. You're probably going to get killed by whatever just killed you again.
Yeah.
This is like, also it doesn't help that you can just go, you know, nab a fairy that does literally the same thing, so it's not even a unique power for her.
Yeah, it's just like, it doesn't really do anything that like any other item can do.
You lost.
Who's calling me? Hang on, I'll be back. That's good. That's about time.
You lost Zone C.
Oh, everything's good here. Alright. Not a problem. I am back. That was my coworker, former coworker, I should say.
Right, what are they calling you about?
Oh, I helped him put in a job application, and he got an interview, so he was calling to thank me.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I like Super Mario Odyssey, but it's just like, I'm just not a big fan of those like large open like platforming games where it's just like a gigantic open world. Just,
Uh-huh.
it's like I prefer my levels actually condensed and platformy.
Yeah, I got what they were going for. They were trying to be more like Super Mario 64. You with like a kind of like a hub world where you had like specific challenges in that same hub world related to a certain star, but it's like Super Mario 64 just felt bigger because the areas that you explored were bigger, and you went in generally like 2 different directions or did different things to get the stars. So it's like,
Zone C.
think of one example, like the underground level that's in like the basement. It's like there's like 3 layers to that. You have one room in there that's filled with like gas and shit to throw stuff at you. You have one with like the Loch Ness monster. It's like there's a lot of stuff in there, but like I swear, in Mario Odyssey, a lot of times it's just like walk in straight line, and you'll find multiple moons, because they want moons this time, on the way, and have enough by the time you get to the end of this world to do whatever you need to do. It's like, it also just was not challenging enough for me. I just found it so easy, and that's another one of the things people were just like, "This Mario, of course it's easy." I'm like, I'm not saying that I think Mario should be hard like Dark Souls. I'm saying for a Mario game, it felt really fucking easy. That's what I'm saying when I say that.
Yeah, and it's just like, I love the like Kirby open world or 3D Kirby game. That game was amazing.
Yeah.
Legitimately, like, probably my favorite Kirby game. That game is a Kirby game.
Yeah, it's definitely not the hardest Kirby game I've ever played, but it's definitely not like pathetically easy. They didn't make it so it's just like, oh, you walk in, you win. You have to actually try. And I feel like especially like the bosses, they're a step up from some of the previous ones where it's like, you can't just walk in there with your old power and start swinging and win. You gotta actually like dodge or block attacks or you're going to die. Which is a good thing.
You captured Zone A.
Challenging to me than a
Enemy team is breaking.
Yeah. That's a fun thing people will talk about it and like, what do you mean? Breath of the Wild is hard. You can get killed in like a couple hits in that game. It's like, yeah, when you're really crap starting out and you don't expect the enemies to attack as fast as they do, they can kill you very quickly. This is true. And even later in the game, a lot of enemies can kill you in a few hits. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's hard. There's a lot of games where you die in 1 or 2 hits. You die in exactly 2 hits in Sonic. I want you to name a single person who say Sonic is a really hard game just because you die in 2 hits.
Just like Sonic is not a hard game, Kirby is not a hard game. It's just like Breath of the Wild isn't a hard game either. It's just because like most people, it's like baby's first Dark Souls. It's just like, oh, it's so hard because you have to block and dodge, and I'm just like, yeah, but the blocking and dodging in that game is pathetically easy if you have any kind of timing.
If you have the slightest bit of timing or reflexes, then it's not hard. There have been multiple times where I would get encounters and it's like, yeah, I either didn't get hit at all, or I got hit like exactly once, mostly because I was fucking around and not actually trying very hard.
Yeah, and then, you know, if you get, like, any kind of decent dodge, the game is just like, whoa, good job, you dodged, woo, we have, like, 50 trillion free hits.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, satisfying, I will admit that, but it's just, like, the game is afraid to be difficult, because it's open world.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, I'm, like, I don't dislike the base gameplay of Breath of the Wild, even though it's really, really freaking easy. It's just, like, a combination of, like, everything in that game that just makes me not like it that much.
I mean, that's the whole thing with it. It's like, the game being easy is one of the things that makes it not as good as other Zelda games. There's a lot of problems with it other than just it's easy. It being easy is just kind of icing on the cake, because it's like, what is Breath of the Wild? It's like a watered-down version of every other Legend of Zelda game. Yes, it is significantly bigger, but there are basically no dungeons. The ones you have are tiny in comparison to any of the previous ones. The puzzles are so pathetically easy that I figured them out, and I'm horrible at Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
They're like the kind of dungeons that's like, not only did I figure them out, I didn't need a guide, and it didn't take me longer than, like, I think the longest I was ever stuck in any one dungeon was like 5 minutes. And then I figured it out. I was like, oh, I just need to twist in this direction instead of the other way I was just twisting it. It's like, it takes no effort. There's no dungeons. You don't find anything new. You don't get new interesting powers. You don't get any kind of items from the dungeons or from exploring, because if there was anything essential to winning the game, you have to be given to you right away to make sure there's no chance of you not accidentally not finding it. So it's like, there's nothing rewarding for you. So then what's left there is exploration, and when you walk around you find a bunch of trees and the same fucking retards being chased by the same boblins every corner of the map you go to the point where after about the 5th or 6th time you see them, you just walk past them and go, at this point, just eat them, I don't care. Like, just legit, don't you stop caring about that same exact encounter. There's hardly any difference there, and then it's like, more trees, more trees, more trees. That's what you find.
It's like you might find one or two cool landmarks, like that mushroom area, but it's just like, cool, you wanna know what you find there? Random
Fuck all.
junk weapons, and then random things you can use for cooking.
Yep. So there's very little, like, interesting things. There's a few things, like, off the top of my head I think of where it's like, this is cool environmental storytelling. Like, I like that there's a point where you can find basically the exact farm from, I can't remember what it's called, but the one from, Ocarina of Time. You find that exact farm, like, destroyed, and it's like, yeah, this is like a post-apocalyptic future. Look, here's this farm. See, it got destroyed when the apocalypse happened. Cool. Doesn't super matter, but it's a cool little thing. Someone had the effort to put in. That's cool. I liked some of the other things, like the dungeons themselves, as well as the boss fights were underwhelming, but the giant monster thing that they're inside of, they were intimidating and kind of cool looking, and they had pretty interesting intros. So that was something.
Yeah. And it's just like, there are good things in Breath of the Wild like that, but it's just like, it's just not enough to keep the game actually good.
That's the thing with it. A lot of those, like, most of the good qualities are spread out over a wide range. It's like you find that farm and you're like, oh, I know what that is. And then, you walk away and then you forget about it in 5 minutes when you see the same encounter in the woods again, or you get chased by a ninja for the 100th time because you killed their leader at one point in the game, so now they won't leave you fuck alone, and I guess they think they're funny. Or you see another tree or rock, same stuff over and over again. Or if you're like me, every single time you're on one specific mountain, the damn dragon dive bombs and hits you across the back of the head and knocks you over. It's like, I told my sister about that. She's like, what dragon? There's this, like, giant fucking white dragon flying around. It's like, oh, that's one of the, like, spirit. Yeah, it's supposed to be like, what's it,
You lost, so
it's not power, because that's the red dragon. Which one is the white one supposed to be? Anyway,
I think the blue one is courage.
yeah, I think it's supposed to be like wisdom. So it's like Zelda's dragon, and I was like, is he bonking me across the back of the head every time I come up here to tell me to hurry up and go save Zelda or something? Because I swear to God, every time I go over here, he bonks me across the back of the head. He's like, I never had that happen once. And I was like, I have footage of this fucker diving, like I was just walking forward, and then bow, dragon hits me. I have footage of it happening. So irritating, but also it's like, after the 3rd or 4th time that happened, it's like, okay, whatever. Like, oh, you can shoot them and get dragon scales. Like, what do you get? Upgrade material. For what? This outfit you don't like and never use. Oh. So the dragons serve no purpose. Yep, cool. Done. All the majesty gone, just like that. That's their only purpose. Upgrade material. I know that one of them, the blue, the ice one, whatever, it's like frozen and you have to go, like, save it before it starts throwing up. Or I think it's yellow, actually. And it's like, yeah, cool, there's a mission tied to it. But once you save it, again, it just gives you material for items I don't use and don't care about. So it's just kind of like, whatever. I just ignore it every time I replay the game. As if I replay it very often. It's just like, my main problem with it is that they sacrifice a lot of the achievement you got from completing dungeons. The feeling of satisfaction from getting new items and finding new creative ways to solve these dungeons or whatever you're doing. They sacrifice that to have a bigger looking world and more combat, and the combat system is repetitive as hell and boring after a while. So it's like, once the combat gets boring, there's nothing left of that game to experience. So why am I still playing it? That's the question.
You lost, Zone A.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like cool. Playing a watered-down version of Legend of Zelda with less stuff to find, less stuff to do, but with a gigantic field in between all the things that I can do.
Yeah. That sort of didn't help. It's like, oh, you can just bring your horse. It's like, you sure can. as long as it's within like 50 feet of you, wherever you are, because if you whistle and it's any further away than that, then it's not showing up.
Yeah.
So it's basically worthless.
And it's just like, wow, I can call in a horse to run me in between places that would still take me longer to get there than it would on like Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time. Even though the horse is supposed to be faster in
Like, oh, you can go tame horses. It's like, oh, cool, I don't want to. Then, of course, you can also buy a horse. And if you buy the horse, then you can whistle into the straw no matter where you are. That's not pay to winny at all. Yeah, I remember playing that game basically never using the fucking horse. Because it's just like, yeah, every time I climb up somewhere, then I'm too far away to call the horse to me.
You captured Zone A.
It's like, oh, there's stables. It's like, yeah, there's like 4 for the entire fucking game.
Yeah. And then, also the horse will just randomly get stuck on stuff.
Yep.
It's like, I swear to God, I have called that horse in and it would get stuck on a freaking tree, so I'd have to run like 45 feet to go grab it.
You lost Zone A.
Yeah, you get it. It's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't say it's a bad game, but a lot of the mechanics add up to make a very frustrating, not fun experience after a while. That's another reason why I never bothered to finish it, and definitely don't care about stuff like 100% completion, which is impossible anyway, by the way.
Yeah. It's just like, the game just doesn't reward you for anything. And it's just like, also, I think it fits perfectly that the reward you get for 100%ing the game is a little piece of...
You captured
You don't get that
Zone
for 100% of the game, you get that for finding a bunch of those, like, what is it, like thousands of those little stupid things running around, and you go, you give them to the guy, and he's just like, here's a turd. Like, just thanks.
A. You captured Zone C.
You get literally nothing for 100% completion as far as I'm aware. But as I said, 100% completion is impossible because some of the chests, they proved it, spawn under a lake in a way that makes them impossible to collect. So you can't get all of the collectibles in that game. It's impossible. Yeah.
Your team is breaking.
Whenever you make a big collectathon game, there's going to be people who are just like, I'm gonna fully collect everything. So it's bound to be found out eventually, but yeah, people talk about it like, you can't get all the chests in the game because of that. Which means, of course, you can't 100% complete it. And I don't know if they ever put out, like, a patch to address that issue. I don't think they did.
Your team is breaking. Your team rallied.
I don't know, hopefully they put out a patch to actually make it so you can 100% the game, but I'm surprised they didn't.
It wouldn't be the first giant collectathon game like that. I only just found this out recently. Just Cause 2 is like that too.
Really?
Yeah, you know how there's a big bar that builds off a meter that's just like, here's how much of the environment you've destroyed. 100%, 10%, not the environment, but you know, the enemy stuff.
Right.
It's impossible to get that bar up to 100% because they apparently forgot to spawn one of the water towers that you need to complete it. So the highest you can get is like 97, 98.7% or some shit like that. You can't actually get it to 100%. And they never fixed it. But if you have the PC version of the game, then you can download a mod that fixes it. They just dumped a water tower on the side of the road somewhere.
Right. And open world games are gonna have glitches and stuff, so.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I'm just like, when you put like thousands of collectibles, it doesn't surprise me that no one noticed that you can't get to 100%, because that would mean that someone will have to sit there and play for literal hours, like hundreds of hours probably, to collect every single collectible themselves while playtesting it repeatedly to make sure that none of them glitched while they were working on stuff during the development. It's like, that's a lot to expect. But at the same time, you put that out expecting money, so maybe we should expect it.
You lost Zone A. Defeat.
I'm trying to think of like what other games that I really played. It's like I played Smash Bros, and it's like that one wasn't as good as some of the other ones.
And that's another colossal disappointment for me, at least. I know a lot of people are just like, it's fun, it's good, it's got everything they want. They can do 1v1s, and it's got a lot of characters. I'm like, cool. All the stuff I liked about Smash was taken out, though, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's still items, but, you know, not if you're playing online. Might as well not be.
It's like the online matchmaking system needs a complete overhaul. It is terrible. It really
It's not
is.
getting one.
I know it's not getting one, but hopefully in the next game.
Yeah, hopefully.
And it's like, I like the roster for the most part. It's like there are some characters that I wish were either
Would fuck off and die.
Yeah. There are some characters that are just straight up overpowered or can just go die in a hole. And also, I think their choice in DLC characters was really bad.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, do you want an anime boy, an anime boy, an anime boy, an anime boy, or a random character that nobody asked for?
I mean, the Super Smash Brothers has had its history with putting in, like, random joke characters no one asked for, like, Game & Watch, no one fucking asked for that. Wii Fit Trainer, that was another one that they clearly did just as a troll. Piranha Plant. Who asked for that? Who asked for a Piranha Plant?
Yeah.
But I was like, as long as they had like a good cast, like fall back on, it's like I'm fine with that. Just put the good characters in first. It's just like with that DLC, it did feel kind of strange. It's like, who is making these decisions for these new characters we're adding? What's going on here?
It's like I can understand games. Banjo-Kazooie, I am so happy that they had a Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
And it's like I can understand fucking Hero. But it's just like I can't understand characters like Persona or Sephiroth or the dude from Tekken. It's just like all of those games weren't on Nintendo consoles.
I mean, they've had some that worked before. It's just kind of like, I don't know. There's so many that they could have added. It feels weird to do that.
Yeah. And then, it's just, random Fire Emblem character, go figure. And then Min Min, which I'm
Forgot about Arms. I did actually like that game.
Arms was pretty fun.
Of course, like most fighting games on Nintendo platforms that come out before Smash, they tend to die instantly when Smash comes out.
Yeah, it was like that with Pokken, and they were supposed to add like 2 to 20 more characters to that
Yeah. Pokken was fun. For what it was.
game. Easily one of my favorite games. Every once in a while, I'll still boot it up and play it.
I haven't turned on my Switch in... I don't know when the last time I turned it on. If I haven't played it in a year, I wouldn't be shocked. Honestly.
Lost Zone A.
But it's just like freaking Pokken tournament is dead as a doornails. It's like, I hope they release another Pokken game. It's just like, I loved Pokken Tournament.
Yeah, me too.
It's just like, out of all of the fighting games that I've played, I would say Pokken Tournament is one of the ones that I actually put the most effort into getting good at.
It definitely has a lot more satisfaction with some other ones. There's like one of the things about Smash, and the reason why it annoys me so much is it's like it feels like it's so match intensive. That's one of the reasons why I don't like doing one-on-one in Smash. It's just like you'll have some games that are just great because you're up against someone that can't do shit to you, and then you'll have multiple games in a row that sucks because you're up against someone you can't do shit to. Like Kirby was my favorite character to play as at one point in Smash, and it's like Kirby is worthless in Smash Ultimate. It's like if you're really good, obviously you can still win fights, but you know, why would I want to fight every single battle at a massive disadvantage?
Yeah. I do hate how, like, matchup dependent Smash Ultimate is. And people are just like, oh, just get good. And I'm just like, no. It's definitely one of the most matchup dependent fighting games I've ever played. It's like more than For Honor, more than, like, any other game. It's just like, if you are going up against, like, say, I don't know, Samus as Kirby, it's just like,
You do. You're
congratulations,
doomed.
you're probably going to lose.
Unless they have no idea how to play the game, you've lost. Or it's like the bane of my existence when I played Kirby was always Cloud, and it's like, oh, they make Cloud weaker. It's like, yeah, well, he still has 4 times as much range as Kirby, so guess what? Every time I go up against him, I lose. I know he definitively, or at least people agree, he's not as good as he was when they first added him when he was a bullshit DLC character. And now he's just a bullshit, not DLC character. But it's just like, yeah, I hated the matchup thing, where it's just like certain characters are just better. But it's like, it gets to the point where it's like, if you don't pick very specific characters, you're guaranteed to not have any fun. Especially with the way the matchmaking system works, where it's like, you won this amount of matches, so we're only going to pair you up with people who've won a ridiculously high amount of matches.
Yeah.
So they're fucking try-hard assholes using only those characters that you're bad at fighting.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
hate that there is no casual matchmaking in that game.
That's just, what the fuck?
It's just like, congratulations, you are always playing with, like, win rates up.
Yep.
So, you know, if you're, you know, actually decent at the game and or get just a large win streak, you're
You
just
captured
screwed.
Zone A.
I actually got to the point where I started, like before I just put the game down, I stopped using any of the characters I liked using because I was good at those characters. So what happened was I would win games, and then I would be stuck for like 5 minutes waiting for matches because there wasn't that many people who were, what is it called, master rank or whatever. When you do the character, you get the character up to a certain level, it's like there was no one in the fucking pool waiting, so I just wouldn't get matches ever.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's kind of the reason why I've fallen off of playing Sparking Zero already, is just because there's no casual matchmaking system. It's just like nobody makes rooms in that game. And there isn't any way in that game to just look at the amount of rooms that are open.
Right.
You captured Zone C.
So it's just like, now I'm at the point in Sparking Zero where I'm going up against people who either have like godlike reaction times that could just vanish everything, or are just straight up hacking and I just can't hit.
Yeah, I mean, I can play it with you again sometime. It's just one of the things that's just like, I'm not the biggest fighting game fan, I guess, I would say, and it's like, Sparking Zero is one that's very, I don't know what to say, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I'd say it's more, it takes more thought than some other ones do, the way it is. So I'm like, a lot of times, if I'm in like a bad mood, like say, I don't know, I've just done 50 billion things of homework, or some horrible news has come out about our country recently. Like, I don't want to play Sparking Zero because that game's going to make me mad unless I go up against the noobiest of noobs, which will just be boring. Like, yeah, it's like I can't use certain characters that I find like fun because like they're just definitively not as good, and that's deliberate. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood for that.
Yeah, it's like, that's understandable. It's just like, it's like how I'm not always in the mood to play overall. It's like, the game is fun, but it's just like,
Victory.
it's a game I have to be in a decent mood to play.
Right. I'm actually falling off of playing Mega Strikers, and it's like, it was my favorite game for a while until they did that stupid new season to reset my damn rank, and it's like now every time I play I get matched with fucking retards who hump Paint Center on a daily basis, and it's like I lose matches consistently, not because I am bad or because my opponent's very good, but because my teammates think that hovering so close to the edge of the map that they die instantly anytime they get touched by a single attack, or standing on the literal opposite side of the map spamming the pass button is all they have to do to play. So it's just hopeless. There's no hope in winning. It's like I can't get to a higher rank. I keep getting people like this. The games are individually are not fun because you just lose. It's like even when I do win occasionally, it's like what happened was the paint sniffing fucking baboons were on the other team, so it was a pathetically easy win and not fun.
Yeah.
Just awful. Like, I hate so much that they've done that. It genuinely have been ruining the game.
Yeah, and it's just like, people are just like, oh, I just try hard to, like, constantly want to be winning, but it's just like, there's a difference between wanting to win and not having fun because your teammates are making things pointlessly difficult for you.
Right. That's my whole thing with it. It's just like, I don't care to win. Some of my favorite games in Omega Strikers ended up being a loss because it's just like really close, really high action fun playing with and against people who know what they're doing. You can go for an incredibly long time. You can have a single round last 15 minutes and have the ball, because the longer the round lasts, the faster the ball moves. So it's like it can go from, you've played it before, moving ridiculously slow to pinging across the room so fast, unless you actually know how to predict exactly where it's going to go, you have no chance of stopping it. And it's like when you play with people who are really good, it's so fun. When you play with morons, it's like I could sit here and knock the ball back from our goal a million times, and it doesn't change the fact that my stupid teammates can't score. And since I'm the goalie and they can't score, we lose. And it's like, well, why don't you play the forward position? It's like, because then the paint sniffing retards get the goalie position, and when the paint sniffing retards are the goalie, guess what? The ball instantly goes in our goal, so we lose anyway.
And it's just like, I know it would be harder technically, but I really do wish that like most game competitive modes would figure out a way to track how good somebody is instead of how many wins they have.
I think one of the ways they should do it is like, instead of did you win, here's more points, or did you lose, take some points away, they should do it better. Every single time Strikers now thing, I look at the scoreboard and I'm like, if we won, I would be the MVP, because only the winning side, you can only be MVP if you're on the winning side. But it's like, I have more goals, more assists, done more damage than anyone else playing. The only reason we lost is because my teammates are trash. I could have won if not for them.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I losing 30 points because I got these two freaking idiots as teammates?
Yeah, it's just like, unless you were all specifically in a party, it's just like it should distribute points based on how good the individual.
Right, I think that's how it should be, frankly. But with something like that, again, it's like, the way that game is with only 3 people on a team, one person being bad genuinely is enough to ruin the team, because it's like the other team will notice that one person is bad and either all kill them, get a bunch of experience, and be so much stronger that you have no hope, or they'll just hit the ball towards them every time because they know they're going to miss, effectively making it so that there's no one covering that side, making it extra hard for your team. It's like, you can't win in that situation. You need people who know what they're doing, at least a little bit. So it's just like, if you had the slightest bit of idea how to play this, we could win. I could be a higher rank, but I'm stuck with you, so I've lost. I've had that feeling so many times now that I'm just like, I don't feel like playing the game anymore. It's just no longer fun. And it's like, nothing about the game has changed, except that they reset my rank.
And it's like, that's the reason why I don't really get into most competitive games, or like competitive game modes, because it's just like, especially in games that require teammates, because I swear to God, like, the average gamer has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. It's just like so strange. It was my favorite game at one point, and now it's like I barely play it anymore because I just cannot be asked. It's like, yeah, I don't know anyone who plays Omega Strikers. I can't build a team of people who aren't useless. Even with the new voice chat thing, it's like, when I was at Platinum before they did the reset, most of the people playing used voice chat so you can communicate. Guess who doesn't use it? Noobs. So there's just, again, it's like, I just stopped bothering to even connect because all that ends up happening is me screaming into the void at morons. It's like, they ain't even listening. They literally can't listen.
It's just like, I wish For Honor had a competitive mode that wasn't just duels. So it's like, who knows, maybe I would actually experience what it's like to have teammates who don't freaking suck the doorknob.
You captured Zone C.
Right.
Maybe they would actually freaking punish people for disconnecting mid-match in this game. It's just like, I swear to God, it's like half the time when the match doesn't go exactly the person's way, they just disconnect in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. They did actually add a punishment for that in Omega Strikers. If you disconnect from a match, first of all, if you try to reconnect, it'll immediately connect you to that same match. So you basically just have to wait 15 minutes hoping that the match will end. But if you do, when you log back in, it won't let you play competitive for, I think, an hour or something like that. It's like, neat. I have not seen as many people disconnect as I used to. But also, I don't... Most gold players don't disconnect anyway. That was usually only a thing at like super high rank because people up there were stupid and thought, I guess, that if you disconnect you wouldn't lose points. Spoiler alert, you still do! But it's like... I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, I wish I could just leave right now because holy shit, these people are dumb. And then it's always when you're on a losing team, they refuse to use the surrender button. They won't quit. They force you to do 3 rounds, even if it's one of those games where like literally the enemy team scores in 2 seconds. Yeah, but you know, we should continue though. Why? Why are we wasting time here? You're a bad team. This is a bad combo. I hate all of you. Why were you forcing this to continue longer when I could get other people and maybe get a chance at getting more points away from you? That's just how the game is now. That's how I feel about it. It's gone from being my favorite to one of my least favorites just because of that obnoxious change.
Is breaking.
Yeah, it's just like the match that I just had. It's like, first off, some of the maps in front are just completely trash. It's like, I will never, ever understand why anybody picks Forge. It's just like, my team, instead of, you know, staying aggressive, just, you know, slowly trickled into the enemy one by one. And it's just like, I will admit, I did that too. You know, anytime I was alive, my team was instantly died the second they moved in the direction of an enemy.
Right.
But it's just like, what was my point? I don't know.
I'm about hating map.
Yeah, I hate
You lost Zone A.
it's like most, like, specifically are just complete and utter trash.
I didn't have much of a problem with the map in Omega Strikers before I got booted back to gold by the stupid update. So it's like, once I was down there, it's like, I'm noticing issues that I didn't notice before because I'm stuck with morons who don't understand how to position. And it's like, people who play that game have this weird, stupid idea that you need to be apart all the time. You need to separate. Like, people spam the stupid command, the order. It's like, spread out. Because they think if you're close together, it's bad. And it's like, on most maps, that is true for multiple reasons. But there are some maps where that is not the case, and it's actually much better to group up in order to be able to control the ball better. And on those maps, playing with noobs is just the worst pain because they refuse to group up. So all that ends up happening is the other team groups up, completely dominates, and no matter what happens, how long the game goes, your stupid, retarded teammates never think to try changing up the strategy. They just keep spamming spread out. So just like, and then there's the one map. I believe it's currently not in rotation, so I haven't seen it in a while. But I hate Ayami's app map. That's the one that has a giant hole in the middle of it. I've ranted about it before. Where it's like, the middle of the map there's a big hole, and if you're standing near the hole, it counts as being near the edge of the screen. And if you're hit with damage while you're near the edge of the screen, you die instantly. That's how the game works. So if you're near that hole and you take damage, you die instantly. So naturally, when you're playing with gold morons who don't seem to understand that, they do the same thing every time. They walk directly next to that hole, die instantly, and it goes from being 3-on-3 to being either 2-on-3 or 3-on-1. That's happened to me before. Because my teammates just would spawn and instantly die over and over again. It's like, I don't understand. I feel like after the first time you should think maybe I should stand here, but after the 5th time you should think I definitely won't stand here. And they just keep doing it. Right.
And then you have bridge, where instead of having a single line to get in between the 2 points, it's just like, they're basically just team fight maps, and most of the freaking people in this game have no idea how to deal with more than one person. Which, granted, the game also makes it purposely hard to deal with more than one person at a time.
Right.
So it's just like, yeah, what ends up happening is, your teammates will instantly die. The second anybody gets within 10 feet of them. And then they'll just keep trickling in one by one. Or, you know, the enemy team will just stonewall you at the closest point to your spawn.
Yeah, I don't know. The one map that pisses me off the most in Omega Strikers isn't even the Army map. That one is annoying when you have bad teammates, but it's one of those things like, when you have people who understand how the whole end of the string works, they basically all avoid it, so it just becomes a slightly smaller map because no one stands near that thing anyway. But there's one map in particular, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like, the gimmick on this map, it's like it has pads on every end of it that ricochet. When the ball hits them, it knocks them in the opposite direction. So it's like, when you hear that, you think, that's interesting, you can do like trick shots, right? It's like, yeah, you can. That's a pretty cool thing. But like the main problem with that map is that the way it's set up, the way the barriers in front of your goal are set up, is horrible. Because the way it works with every map, not just this one, the way it works, you have to break the barrier first before you can actually score a goal. And it's like in most cases, the barrier is one singular thing that either has one hit or two hits before it's destroyed. But on this map, there's two barriers. One on the top end of the map and one on the bottom end. And you know, this is a top-down game. And it's so long, it's possible for the ball to be knocked above the barrier and then bounce around a little before it can be knocked out. And it's like, if you hit the ball up into that area, it basically means the goalie has literally one direction they can hit the ball in to get it out. Right back where it came. I've had so many times where I was on that map where it would just be the entire enemy team standing in front of me, our last barrier, and me hitting the ball back and forth over and over again, and while my teammate spams the word pass from directly below the barrier, because they seem to be too stupid to realize that if I pass them the ball, it will go directly into our barrier, break it, and open the frickin' goal, so I literally can't do that. And it's like, are you paying any attention? Are you looking at the screen right now? Do you not realize what's happening? I don't understand. It's like, it makes me so mad when I get people like that. I'm like, what could I have done differently to have won? I did my best, but my teammates were doing nothing, so I lost. And I could have had a fun game if I had good teammates, but getting good teammates at this point is very rare. Becoming reasonably rank. It's so frustrating.
You lost Zone C.
Being perfectly honest, at this point, I think War Thunder irritates me less than Omega Strikers. It's like, at least I get a bad team of War Thunder. Usually there's like moments where I can like fuck up the other team a little bit and get like some moments of like high. When Omega Strikers is just like, dude, what the fuck? There we go.
Understandable. And it's just like, I've definitely fallen off of forhonor. It's because it's like, at one point, forhonor was just my favorite game, and it's just like, now I can maybe play it in like, short, like, hour or two bursts.
You captured Zone A.
It's just like, I don't know. It's like now most of my time has just been, forget what you call it, Motor World and, Enlisted.
I do like Motor World.
Motor World is very cool. Or Motor Town, or whatever the frick it's called.
Got a long ass name. I don't care. Whatever. But it's just like, yeah, I especially like it too because it's like I can just like start a delivery and have them deliver it for me while I'm like doing homework or something. So I can play it while I'm doing other stuff or drawing. I've drawn more now that I have that game than other games. It's like I can play it incessantly while drawing. It's weird, but fun. And then when I get bored or something stupid happens, like a car turns over, I can take over and do 70 miles an hour in my truck because I don't ever not put the biggest engine I can get in there. So of course it can always go 70.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Please tell me my teammate is not done enough. Oh my god. He just wants to farm kills. The enemy is not guarding their point, and my Shaolin and all of his lack of brain power decides to sprint into the middle of minion lane and get pelted by minions.
Weird.
I don't know, dude. I'm telling you, it's like For Honor players are just a special breed of stupid.
I believe it.
You captured Zone C.
It's just like the equivalent would be if you're playing a Mega Strikers and the enemy team just has their goalie in the middle of the field.
Lost.
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah, but you know, instead of your team doing literally anything to, you know, capture that goal, it's just like, yeah, I'm just going to run away from the goal. Reason? No reason.
Enemy team
Just
is
like
breaking.
there are like three characters in Omega Strikers when you see people picking them, you just know they're gonna be shit. Guitar Tick, the Cat Girl, and the Sword Guy. Those people are trash. The Sword Guy is what all the emos play who don't know how to hit the ball in a straight line, so they just fuck up every single shot they take. The Cat Girl is the one all the people who like to go "Durr, Cat Girl" pick, who are also obviously retarded and can't figure out how to play right. And it's like, you especially don't want one of them as a goalie, because that character can teleport. And you're like, wouldn't that be really useful? They can teleport to the front and like help out. And it's like, yeah, they certainly can if they're played by a competent person. What almost always happens when I get one of the goalie is, right as the ball is hit towards them, they teleport for some fucking reason, and it goes in the goal.
The enemy
They're
rallied.
just stupid. But then, there's a Guitar Chick, who I've ranted about so many times, you probably know exactly why I hate her.
Enemy team is breaking.
It's just like, when I see someone like locking in with that character, it's like, oh god, this is gonna suck. It's like playing Platinum almost made me forget that, so I was pleasantly surprised for a while how many times I would get like a music chick, the guitar chick rather. And it's like, oh, this one's not terrible. They know how to use their ult in a way that doesn't immediately send the ball directly into our goal. Neat. And then I get back to gold and I'm like, now I remember why I hate this character with a burning passion. They're usually terrible when they're on your own team. When they're usually terrible in general, but when they're on their own team, they screw you over.
Right.
Victory.
Yeah, it's just like, I will never understand how people can just be so oblivious.
Almost saying things like, I'm aware that this is a video game, so with every video game, online or otherwise, there's going to be children playing it, so there's going to be stupid shit. It's like, if you watch Elden Ring, like, working around the ghost, sometimes the ghosts do something and I'm like, did that person just, like, barrel roll towards the cliff? Why did they do that? Were they being chased by a monster? And then I look around, it's like, there's no fucking monsters around here. What were they doing? It's like, it's probably just a stupid kid.
I don't know, the only thing I can think of is like, oh, maybe this is like a secret and there's like a secret ledge down there or something, like in other Souls games.
Yeah, sometimes that might be the case, but usually it's not.
But it's just,
In my experience, a lot of times I just don't go up the edge of the cliff. I'm just like, they were just stupid.
yeah, and it's just like, I've watched like a bunch of people play like Elden Ring. It's like, I will admit, I'm not great at Souls games.
Right.
It's just like, the amount of people I've seen just like lose to that first level monkey boss in the cave just because they just refused to dodge or block is insane.
Oh no, it reminds me of that one video I saw. It was called something like my grandpa played Mario for the first time, or whatever. And it was like, for some reason, he refused to run. Like there's two buttons and the D-pad, and he refused to ever run, so he couldn't win. He couldn't beat the first stage because he wouldn't run. And it was like, what's going on here? It's not a hard cut to push the button. What?
You can beat the first stage without running.
You can, sure, if you're slightly competent at video games, but if you're so bad at Mario that you can't figure out how to run, can you imagine how good he is at platforming?
Fair point.
So it's like, yeah. It's like sometimes I see people play start games, I'm like, they're bad. I'm not some expert in Elden Ring, I'm definitely not great at it. I play it a lot, I used to. Kind of comes in bursts, sometimes I'm just like, I feel like playing Elden Ring a lot, sometimes I don't. But it's like, I'd never say I'm like the greatest. I've seen what other people do, like, naked, club only, no level up runs, and I'm like, you're insane, fuck off.
Yeah.
But, you know, some of the stuff other people do, I'm just like, what happened here? Where is your brain today? Getting years. Shit. Die.
It's just like for a while I tried to do some Elden Ring PvP, and it's just like the amount of people who would just kind of try to rush you is insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
You lost Zone A.
Also, another thing that really needs an overhaul in this game is the revenge system.
I do remember thinking that was terrible when I played it.
Yeah, the revenge system is inconsistent at best and non-existent at worst.
You lost Zone C. You captured Zone A.
It's like sometimes you'll get revenge in like 3 hits, and then sometimes it'll take like literally your entire health bar before you get even half of your revenge meter.
I think the entire time I was playing that, when I played like multiplayer, not like story or the like mini games, whatever we were doing, it's like I got revenge like twice. It's like there were several times I was double teamed, one time even triple teamed, and I was like, I'm sure I'm dodging and blocking a lot of stuff. Isn't there supposed to be a revenge thing so I can have like a chance at winning here? Where's that at? And I'm dead. Cool.
Yeah.
I guess I need to be the god of blocking for like 5 minutes before the game decides, here you go, have this revenge thing.
It's like basically you just have to be the god of parrying and defending yourself before you get any revenge.
Unless it's the enemy team and you have Fuck McGee who runs up and spams the dumbest, easiest block thing ever, and then boom, they have revenge.
Yeah.
I had that happen once, and I genuinely just turned around and walked away and died. I was like, okay, buddy, I did not need your help, and since you decided to screw this up to me, good luck. As I think about that moment, I think, am I an asshole? I might be an asshole. But also, that guy deserved it.
Instead of me being forced to go in alone against somebody who I'm straight up like me, they just keep insta blocking my attacks, changing their guard direction. Ever. You know what? We have 2 of the 3 points, so I guess I don't need to go to that point. so now I'm definitely going to that point. So that we can have all of the points.
You captured Zone C.
Whoa, my goodness, what is going on? Holy crap, I just had like 10 frames a second there.
Scared.
You lost Zone A.
Oh my god. My team is very dumb.
You lost Zone C.
We went from having all of the points to having literally no points. I don't know, I guess playing objectives is for losers.
Playing objectives, playing it all. I don't know.
You captured Zone A. You captured Zone C.
Alright. That was extremely irritating.
Sorry to hear that.
But you know what? I came out on top and now we have all 3 of the points here. But this time I'm not going to leave this point. Because I don't trust my team. Yeah, it's just like... I wish that frickin' team-based games were just... had better... competitive systems.
Yeah.
Lost Zone A. You captured Zone A. Enemy team is breaking. The enemy rally.
It's like, that's why I never really got into, what do we call it, I can't remember the name, Overwatch or, the Marvel one. Marvel Rivals competitive is just because it's like, yeah, I have to rely on people who 9 times out of 10 barely know how to hold a controller.
Yeah, I haven't played Marvel Rivals since the last time we played it together. I'm just like, I like the game, and there's lots of things about it I like, but I don't like using Jeff every single time I play. But also, if I don't play a healer, it seems like there just won't be one, or there'll be a paint-sniffing retard. So basically, you just gotta have a bad game, guaranteed. And then it's just like, I get bored playing Jeff, but if I pick someone else, it's just Die Instantly Simulator. They have no tank simulator. I've had more than one match where it's like, no one wants to use tank, and I'm like, I hate using tanks in general. I don't like playing tank role. And I hate when I say that and someone goes, well, the tank is the easiest role to play. It's like, that doesn't make it fun. Which is why I don't want to do it.
You lost Zone.
But yeah, it's like, I had no fun playing alone, so I just stopped playing it. It's like, if you weren't playing it, I wasn't playing it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. It's just like, unless I have people to play with, I don't play the game.
And I gave up competitive immediately, because I was like, what's the fun of playing competitive? It's the same mode, but if I get a bad team, I'm stuck with them even longer.
Yeah.
breaking.
It's cool because I haven't already been playing competitive. I'm just stuck with morons the entire time.
Yep. It's like my generosity can only extend so far when I'm stuck with the dumbest idiots that have ever done. Eventually it starts to make me mad. And once that happens and the game is no longer fun, I'm like, why am I still playing this?
Enemy team is
And
breaking.
that happened almost instantly with Marvel Rivals, if I'm being honest. It got to a point where it's like, my god, these matches aren't even close. And the reason they aren't even close is not because I'm bad, it's not because you're bad, it's because we have no attackers. You're the tank, I'm the healer, I can keep you alive for an extended period of time because I'm good, and where are our attackers? Oh, one of them ran off and died. One of them seems to have walked over the edge of a cliff that they should have known was there because there's a mini-map and also it's a cliff. How do you not see that? He's dead. The other one, I don't know what he's doing. So then we get swarmed by the enemy team and die. Over and over again. Or they just charge forward and ignore the objectives repeatedly, so we lose because I can't solo hold a point, I'm a healer. But you know, no one's tried to hold it, so we lost. Again. It's like that's my experience with that game. Isn't that fun?
Your team rallied.
It's just like, I like team-based shooters, but it's just like, I just can't have fun with them because I swear to God, most people that play them
Victory!
Yeah.
It's like, it legitimately feels like they just come from Call of Duty and expect to just be able to crazy head.
Pretty much.
Sprint around the map and blindly fire at the first thing they see. Alright, I think I'm done playing this, so I'm going to end the video now.
You're all a bunch of fuckwits.